Welcome back to Regular Guys Outdoors. I'm Jeff. One of the best advantages we can have when we're hunting is being up above our prey. So today we're going to work on tree stands, how to build one, how to put one up, and some safety things that go with it. So let's go put that together. All right, before we get started, I'll tell you a little story. I come home one day and there's a big box sitting on my front porch. What the heck is this? See, it's a tree stand. So the first person I call is Chris. Chris, why is there a tree stand on my front porch? He says, hey, let's put a tree stand out in the backyard. Do a little hunting with it. So today we're going to work on putting together a tree stand and setting it out in the woods. So as we get started here, we got our tools laid out, got our workbench, box, a knife. Keep our tools handy. When I worked as a mechanic, you always learn that some cars use the same size tools for everything. We want to have everything laid out to try and make this process a little faster. So that's what we're going to do here, and let's get this thing open. Okay, so we got the box open. Inside you're going to have your harnesses, instructions, and everything you need to put the tree stand together. They even include a handy dandy CD. Okay, so what I've done is I've laid everything out so that I know what each piece is and what they look like. All my bolts are grouped in sizes and to make the process a little bit faster and a lot less overwhelming because the instructions aren't always the clearest. So this is what I do before I start. It's just a technique you can try. So when I built my single tree stand, I had to do it by myself, and it was a nightmare. I got Chris's help this time, so this is going a lot faster than I thought. This was just in 10 minutes, we've got this. Chris likes to read the instructions, I like to look at the pictures. It ends up being a real good team. Just remember, the one big tip, don't tighten any of the bolts till it's all put together as a frame, because then sometimes the holes won't line up. These all come with nylock nuts. Nylock nuts means they have a little bit of nylon in here to work as a locking nut. You do not need to crank these down to where the paint chips. You just need to crank it to where the bolt is sticking through the nylon. That will be enough to lock it. Also, when you double check your bolts to make sure you've tightened all of them, watch for things like this. On the foot grate, this bolt is caught on top of the grate, so it's not going to tighten properly. Always double check that they're seated fully. Okay, so we built the tree stand. Now we've tromped it through the forest, which was a task, but better than trying to build it out here where you're going to put the tree stand up. We've picked a tree large enough to support the stand, but also has trails coming through multiple directions, so we know that the deer are traveling through here. We're going to get it set up, we're going to secure it to the tree, and we're going to show you how we secured it, because most of the accidents that happen during bow hunting season happen because of not using safety harnesses, not safely securing your tree stand. So we want to make sure that everybody hunts safely. Okay, so we're going to put the ladder in and we're going to stand the tree stand up. Right here where this collars slide in, sometimes this bulges out. You may have to whack it down with a hammer to make this slide easier. Also, if you can, try and select a ladder that has the pinholes for it so that this ladder is secured in all the segments, so that if you push the bottom part of the ladder into the dirt, it doesn't separate from the top and you come tumbling down out of the tree. Okay, so we've got it set. We figured out where we want our crossbar to go. Before you climb up, always make sure you set your ladder, especially in heavy underbrush. Because if it sinks when you're climbing up, you're probably coming over on your back. 2 men lift, supporting the ladder. About 10 mosquito bites later, we've got the bottom ratchet strap on. So now we're secured to the tree. Now I'm at a point where it's pretty stable and I feel a little more comfortable climbing up to the top. We're going to hook up the other ratchet strap, and I'm going to show you the way we did it, the same way we did the first one. Got a loop. Loop it through and pull it tight. This one here also has a loop. You're going to go around. You're going to loop it through this way, making sure the ratchet's on this side. So when you feed the strap through the slot and pull it tight and start to ratchet, you're not working against yourself as you ratchet. Now comes the tricky part. Feed it through the ratchet. Pull it tight. And work it as tight as you can. I like to take the excess part and I like to tie it off. Safety harness will go above you and shoot yourself a deer.